What up? I have been in isolation now for 6 weeks, and all I've done in my free time, and there's a lot of free time, is watch every queer movie that exists on planet Earth. Because honestly, there's not that many. There needs to be more. We are going to be ranking and talking about the best and the worst queer movies, specifically lesbian movies that are out there. I watched some great ones. I watched some really bad ones. And believe you me, there are more bad than good. So how is this going to work? You may ask yourself. And great question. We are going to be ranking these movies out of 5. But I don't want to do stars. Hey, I could do gold stars. Get it? But we're not going to do that. I feel like we should rank it in like 5, like a gay icon. Like 5 Natasha Lyonnes. Because if anyone has played more gay characters than anyone else, it's Natasha Lyonne. But we're going to base it on 3 different categories. We're going to do acting ability. We're going to do chemistry between the lesbians, because that's important. And then we're also going to do just like the movie overall. Because we're doing this grading system on Natasha Lyonne's, we got to start with But I'm a Cheerleader. This is the very first lesbian movie that I ever watched. I don't even know how I came across it, but I remember watching it on like my home computer in like our computer room. So, you know, it was a very long time ago. You can't even compare it to other lesbian movies because it's just so weird. Like when it comes to like the color scheme and just the characters and the acting and everything about it is just fantastic. And I just recently rewatched it and realized, baby, RuPaul is in this movie. Like, he's so young in this movie. He's credited as RuPaul Charles. Like, that's the name that he went by at the time instead of just RuPaul. Crazy. It's about this girl who like doesn't even realize that she's a lesbian until her like parents point it out and her friends point it out, and then she gets sent to like this conversion camp. She's played so many iconic gay characters, and it's crazy because she's not even gay. Like, she's been with Fred Armisen for years. A couple years ago, I got to host and like moderate this speaker series with her. So I got to be on stage with her, just her and I, in front of like 450 people. And then I just got to like have a conversation with her for an hour. And we actually ended up going out for dinner after the event. And she just like gave me so many like words of advice and like all this stuff. It just reassured my love for Natasha Lyonne. 5 Natasha Lyonnes out of 5 Natasha Lyonnes. Can you imagine if I gave it like 3 out of 5 and it's her movie? We got to talk about Jenny's Wedding. This movie makes me sad, and not for the right reasons. Jenny's Wedding is a movie that came out a couple years ago. And I remember when the trailer came out, so many lesbians were like sharing this movie, and we were like, yes, finally, we get a real lesbian mainstream movie. It's got Katherine Heigl. It's got Alexis Bledel. You'd think that these 2 like mainstream actresses are just gonna blow it out of the park. The trailer looks amazing. It's all about Katherine Heigl's character, who like finally comes out to her parents, but they aren't very accepting.
Kitty and I want to get married, Mom.
You're marrying your roommate?
She's not my roommate.
It has all of the ingredients of a great movie. It just like missed the mark in some sort of way. Like, it had all of the pieces, but it just, once you put it all together, it was just like, it was like they were trying too hard. And the relationship between the 2 of them, like the chemistry just was not there. So I read a review on this movie and I laughed so hard, so I have to share it with you now. If there's any conceivable downside to the legalization of gay marriage, it's movies like Jenny's Wedding. Oh my goodness, that freaking killed me. I don't recommend this movie. Don't watch it. Don't waste your time, sadly. So we're going to give it 1 Natasha Lyonne out of 5. Sorry. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. If you have not seen this movie yet, you gotta. The French just know how to make gay movies. French women in the 1700s, secretive love affair. After I watched it, I just couldn't stop thinking about it for days after, and that's how you like know that it's a good movie. And, okay, I suck at pronouncing the people's names because the French. So Adele is like the blonde girl that's in the movie, and she has been working with the director for like over 10 years. They actually did this movie together back in like 2007 called Water Lilies. They dated for a very long time, but they actually broke up before they made Portrait of a Lady on Fire. So like so much of the relationship that's in this movie is based on their own love affair, which is just like the gayest you'll ever see. And of course they're like still friends and they like want to continue to work together because they're freaking lesbians, and that's what lesbians do. We're just all friends with our exes. And if we weren't, then we wouldn't get movies like Portrait of a Lady on Fire. So there you go. 5 out of 5 Natasha Lyonnes. I would give you 6 if I could. Actually, I made the rules for this. I made this grading system. So 6 Natasha Lyonnes out of 5. You can't get better. Or maybe you can. This one's going to be controversial, and I apologize in advance because I'm going to say some not some nice things, and I know that people are going to disagree with me, and that's okay because this is an opinion-based video. I want to talk about Below Her Mouth. Lesbians love this movie, and I think they like it for the wrong reasons, and let me explain why. I'm already going to get in trouble for this. This is how I feel about lesbian movies that are out there. When there's a new lesbian movie, lesbians just freak out. Like, regardless of what the movie is, everybody just jumps on board because there's not a ton of queer content out there. There's more than there's ever been, but there's still not enough. So we will just take what we can get, regardless of like the quality of the movie. So if you were to compare a movie like Below Her Mouth to any other like mainstream movie, it's not good. But because it's gay, so many people are like, yes, this is the best. So we really like lower our standards for gay movies because it's gay. Does that make sense? The storyline and like the acting, I just didn't love it. The chemistry between them, great. You know what? They did an amazing job. I will give them that. And you're allowed to like it. You're totally allowed to like it. This is just my opinion. Let's give it 2 Natasha Lyonnes out of 5. Imagine Me and You. Yes. This movie, on the other hand, unlike Below Her Mouth, has everything. This movie is the closest thing to a great romantic comedy that lesbians have gotten to this date. They've got great chemistry, great acting, great storyline. Overall, just an amazing movie. And I watch it not just because it's gay, but I watch it because it's such a good movie. Plus, it's British. I watch it probably like once a year. So you should watch it too. We're going to give it 5 out of 5. Natasha Lyonnes. Congratulations, guys. That is fantastic. Making lesbians just happy all over the world. Blue is the warmest color. Another Frenchie. They just know. They just know how to hit the mark. It's the chemistry that's in these movies that they just like know how to do. Maybe it's because like the French came up with the French kiss because like Paris is such a romantic place. Maybe it's just like all connected and they just know how to like show love on screen. The only really big downside to this movie is that Adele sucks at eating spaghetti. I don't get it. It's like she's a toddler almost. 1 out of 5 Natasha Lyonnes for Adele's spaghetti eating. It was not it. And that actually brought down the average of the movie. It would have been a 5 out of 5 Natasha Lyonnes, but because of her spaghetti eating, we're down to 4 out of 5 Natasha Lyonnes. That's what you get. It's a cruel world. We got to end with Carole. We're not going to dive too into it because this video is already long enough. But Carole is an incredible film. The thing that I personally love about it so much is like anything that takes place in like the olden days when like being gay was so wrong and illegal and taboo and they had to like sneak around because there was no other choice, but their like passion and love for each other was just so strong that they would do anything to be together. It gets me going. There's nothing negative about it. We're going to give it 5 out of 5 Natasha Lyonnes. Good job, everyone involved in that movie. I really have just been diving into the queer content lately, which has been really great, and I love it. It's rewarding. I also have been watching a lot of lesbian documentaries. So if you guys would like a video like this, but on lesbian documentaries, let me know by commenting down below. If you agree or disagree on this stuff, I'd love to hear from you, except if your comment is to say that you loved Below Her Mouth, because I'll just block you. I'm just kidding. I would never do that. I had a lot of fun making this and hanging out with you guys, and I give you 5 Natasha Lyonnes out of 5 Natasha Lyonnes just for being your little gay self. I hope that you're getting some time to relax and focus on yourself because you deserve it. And I hope that your mom is okay too. Please tell her that I say hi, and I will talk to you guys later. Goodbye.